Have you ever wondered what lies beyond the veil of life? What if death wasn't an end, but a doorway to a place so beautiful, so filled with love, that it changes everything? This is the story of my journey to a world beyond, a journey that has transformed the way I see life, death, and everything in between. My name is Emily Carter, and I live a life like many of you. I'm a high school teacher in Dallas, Texas, balancing work, family, and the everyday challenges of life. My husband, Daniel, and our 2 kids, Ethan and Lily, are my everything. That Thursday evening, as I drove home after an extra class, I was already thinking about dinner. Chicken tacos, Ethan's favorite. I remember stopping at a red light, the soft hum of the radio playing in the background. It was an ordinary moment, but sometimes the ordinary is shattered in the blink of an eye. The next thing I remember is a deafening crash and a sensation of being thrown into darkness. A truck had run a red light, smashing into my car with devastating force. I later learned that paramedics worked for nearly an hour to free me from the wreckage, but during that time, something extraordinary happened. I felt myself rising, weightless, free, and detached from pain. Below me, I could see everything: the crumpled remains of my car, the flashing lights of the ambulance, the frantic movements of the rescue team. But I wasn't scared. For the first time in my life, I felt completely at peace, as though I were being carried by an invisible force into something greater. Then I saw it. A radiant light, not blinding but warm, like the first rays of sunlight on a cold morning. It wasn't just light, it was alive, inviting me closer. I was drawn to it, not by curiosity, but by an overwhelming sense of belonging. As I moved toward the light, I began to feel something profound: love. It wasn't like the love we know on earth. It was limitless, pure, and all-encompassing, filling every corner of my being. And then I saw him. He was there, standing in the light. His presence was unlike anything I'd ever experienced. He didn't just see me, he knew me, completely. His eyes were filled with kindness and understanding, and when he smiled, it felt like the universe itself had embraced me. He reached out his hand and said, "Emily, my beloved child, come with me. I have something wonderful to show you." The moment his hand touched mine, I felt a surge of peace and strength. It was as if every burden I'd ever carried melted away, leaving only joy. "I'm here," he said, "to show you the home I've prepared for you." We began to move, faster than the wind, higher than the clouds. The earth below faded into a blur as we soared through realms of unimaginable beauty. And then I saw it. A city that shimmered like a jewel, radiating light from every corner. The streets were paved with gold, not the dull kind we see in jewelry, but gold so pure it was translucent, reflecting every color of the rainbow. Walls made of precious stones sparkled like sunlight on water. The air itself felt alive, filled with a melody that seemed to flow from the very fabric of the city. Jesus looked at me and said, "This is the New Jerusalem, the home I have prepared for those who love me." He led me to a grand door. When he opened it, I gasped. Inside was a space so perfect, it was as if every corner of my soul had been reflected back to me. There was a cozy reading nook with shelves of my favorite books, a piano that seemed to glow with promise, and even a telescope, reminding me of my love for stargazing. "This is your place," Jesus said, "prepared with love just for you. Every detail reflects who you are and the joy I have in creating it for you." Jesus then took me to the heart of the city, where a crystal-clear river flowed, its waters sparkling like liquid diamonds. On either side of the river stood majestic trees, the trees of life. Their leaves shimmered with healing light, and their fruit glowed softly, each piece radiating vitality and peace. "This is the river of life," Jesus explained, "and these trees are for the healing of all nations. Here, there is no pain, no sickness, only life everlasting." We then entered a vast hall where a table stretched farther than I could see. It was filled with people, men, women, and children from every nation and background. Their faces shone with joy, their voices lifted in songs of praise. "This is where my children will gather," Jesus said, "to celebrate in perfect harmony. There is no division here, no sorrow, only love and unity." Finally, Jesus turned to me, his gaze filled with love and purpose. "Emily, it is not your time yet. You have work to do. Share what you have seen. Let others know about my love and the hope that awaits them." I felt his arms around me one last time, and then everything faded. The next thing I knew, I was waking up in a hospital bed surrounded by bright lights and the worried faces of my family. My life hasn't been the same since. I no longer fear death because I know what lies beyond. Instead, I see every day as a gift, a chance to love more deeply, to live with purpose, and to share the hope I experienced. This isn't just my story, it's a message for all of us. There is more to life than what we see. There is a love so vast, so pure, waiting for each of us. What would your place in heaven look like? What treasures would reflect the love and faith you've shared in this life? My hope is that this story inspires you to live with eternity in mind, knowing that love and hope are never far away.